So welcome to ABC Hot Talk. Making the time 5 minutes after 4 o'clock. What do you have on the plate this afternoon? We've got a lot on the plate this afternoon. So to begin with, we got something very good, unique that we started sometime last week. Unfortunately for us, we couldn't end because of the same old traffic in and out and out and in, whatever you may call it. Some I guess couldn't get it on time. So whatever the case is, we decided to do it this week because we got tons of concern that we believe our guest is well placed to be able to answer some of the concern that you got and I got to go on to it. He's no other than Matthias Mamboa Yetne. He's the executive director of RX. So today we'll be talking on issues relevant to we take it from we discussed few of it last week, but I just thought that maybe we would just add one or two more to it. But I was subject today, the main topic that we'll be discussing today had to do with the U.S. ambassador tour of the 15 countries, of which pages and newspaper and online, platforms are carrying it about his tour and the report he's out to give back to the Liberian people. And we'll also be going back to talk about the Nigerian election he experienced, because he was one of those that went there to monitor the election. And of course, our sanctioned official. And some training issues. You know, the crime rates on motorcycle backward shootings all over the place. We thought to bring it to his attention again because he from the advocacy side. So, without much ado, my guest is no other than Matthias. In Alabandio, and it's Matthias. So he's very seated. Honorable, it's my pleasure having you seated in this all important ABC studio again.
Thank you, Joe, and Mr. Thank you for. I'm happy to be here again, and I think this time around we have ample time to discuss the issues.
Yeah.
And enlighten our people about what's happening in Liberia.
Okay.
And how citizens can be aware. Going to, through their daily lives, and also trying to see what kind of decision they make, this year. This year in our country is a very crucial year.
More than crucial.
Yeah, this year is going to either set the decision we make is going to set us back, or move us forward, or have us to be stagnant. So it's better that we inform our people as what we do, how we've been able to contribute to society, and then what is it that they can do, because the onus is upon them as citizens of Liberia to make the right decisions, so that you won't be coming from the bank and then you see armed robbers broad daylight, attacking you, and with the kind of limited resources our security sector has.
Okay. Thank you for that beautiful opening remark. Okay, to begin with, I want us to just maybe brush over a little bit of what we ended on last time that had to do with the voter registration. And I don't know whether you noticed what I noticed. Since the process started on last Friday, Monrovia is kind of like empty. I was wondering, the traffic jam that you always see in Monrovia on a Monday, you don't see it. So does it mean that people thought those who couldn't make it here in Monrovia, they have gone back home to do the necessary thing to register up there?
So you see, that is what happened when we talk about the photo trucking. Yesterday morning, I received a very sad information from Nimba County that people were being trucked from Ganta, to district number 5, Nima County, and Zoga district, which is my district, and then
and mine also.
Yeah. and then people died there on the road. So a pregnant woman was involved, and two other people were also involved in the accident. They were being trucked from Ganta to go and register in my district, by a candidate to support that candidate. And that's the saddest part, that you've been trucked for $20, $10,
and your life is gone.
And your life is gone. that is the kind of destitution that the U.S. ambassador was talking about, that Liberians are in, that kind of desperation, to get something daily bread, but then in the act of doing that, your life is taken away, and when those who are trucking you are the people who benefit the most from the resources that we have in this country. It's very sad, it's a very sad situation. But then you see that most Liberians have been trucked. Sometimes people will tell you, so, oh, we'll take the money, we'll eat it, and then we'll go, but they won't see what happened at the ballot box. But someone will not take you from here and carry you to district number 5 in my district, and then you do not know any other candidate there, and then they carry you and say you will not vote for them, you're going to vote for someone else, and vote for the presidency. No, I mean you're going to vote for them, and that is a risk. That is a high level risk.
But you know nobody
$20
to the
you
area.
know nobody to the area.
Out of that $20, your lodging is there and the feeding.
Yeah.
From the $20.
So basically, you might just come back with $5 or maybe a few Liberian dollars. Imagine that you are selling, your future for that.
Interestingly, one of the candidates that her name was on one of the papers, in person of Senkoga, says in a quote that, no, I am not trucking anybody. These are people who came from that place and they thought to go back and they don't have transportation. In fact, as I speak, my yard is completely filled with them and they want transportation to go back home. And I just thought to do the due diligence by transporting them to go home. But they're not going individual and they're going in droves. That's the irony of the whole thing, So he says not trucking. So, how can you reconcile such statement?
You know that when someone is caught, in an act, usually they will deny the act. So that is the thing. You don't expect a politician to tell you that yes, I've violated the laws, because they will be penalized. So he's not going to tell you that he's trucking. I mean, he's going to frame the words that best suits the situation that he thinks is going to get him out. Of course, I heard his name. I mean that he's the one who transported those people, and because of him that those people got died in the process.
Wow.
So look, you don't take people from one location to another, and that is the weakness about the National Elections Commission. The National Elections Commission is not monitoring the process in order to penalize those aspirants or people who are fallen into that. The Elections Commission shouldn't be waiting for cases to come. It is not a court. It is a body responsible, to conduct the elections, to hear the conduct of the elections. Of course, there are other bodies that are around to support the process.
One will say that Election Commission, she been crying all along for budgetary allocation. Where would she have that extra to be able to police every, center for that matter, if I may say?
Look, you have, the Elections Commission has magistrates in all of the counties.
Do the magistrates have a motorcycle?
Oh yes, I saw brand new pickups for all the magistrates.
Okay.
This would be it. Yeah, I did. So these magistrates are there. That is part of their work, to monitor what happens and also report back. If these people are caught in the act, of course they should be penalized. But you see the tendency of saying in Liberia everybody is doing it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not this one person I'm going to do the report. Yeah, and that kind of thing, or that these people did it a few years back, and and so it's a usual thing, and I would tell people the usual thing that we think is usual in Liberia is most often the bad things. They are most often the bad things that are usual in Liberia. We usually borrow, from other countries the bad things,
right,
and bring it to Liberia. We do not borrow the good ones. Most of the good ones that we borrow, they are on policies. Look, Liberia is one of the countries in Africa that have very good laws, good policies, good laws. But the implementation of those laws and policies is what is lacking. The only reason why politicians, will not implement those policies and those laws is because they are beneficiaries of the broken system. They benefit, from the lack of the implementation of the laws. They benefit from the spoils system. So because they benefit from those systems, they won't handcuff themselves. A few days ago, I was in